New Mutants finally made it to the theatres. But the question, was it worth the wait? Well, stay tuned and I will give you my honest and full opinion, and as always, this review will be spoiler free. What's up, dudes and dudettes, all you awesome people? Welcome to the Geeky Heathen channel. I am Glen, the Geeky Heathen, here with a movie review. I have not done a movie review in months. This whole lockdown has driven me crazy. There's been no movies to review, at least for me, no movies I was into. Until now, New Mutants. So, New Mutants, a 2020 movie. 2020 American horror film in the superhero genre, based on a Marvel Comics team with the same name, distributed by 20th Century Studios and directed by Josh Boone. Starring Macy Williams as Rain Sinclair, Anatalia Joy as Ileana Rasputin, you had Charlie Heathen as Samuel Sam Guthrie, Blue Hunt as Danny Moonstar, Henry Zaga as Roberto Bobby da Costa, and Alice Braga as Cecilia Reyes. Acting wise, we're going to jump straight into it. Or do I need to mention the whole delays? So let's have a quick mention of the delays for this movie. This movie, Fox finalised a deal to have Josh Boone direct the movie in 2015. I think it was in May 2015. Pre-production and filming started in 2017. We would expect to get it in 2018. It was delayed to 2019. Then it was delayed, the whole Fox Disney drama. And we finally got it 3 years after we should have had it. And from what I've looked up, there's been no reshoots. This is just a straightforward film that we're going to get. Sounds like it's going to be a bad movie because of all these issues it had. And talking about reshoots, not reshooting, delaying it, putting it out at a time now when there's not many people at cinema. But I loved this movie. I absolutely loved it. So it's, I say, horror movie. The way it's described on IMDb is they describe it as 5 teenage mutants, Mirage, Wolfsbane, Cannonball, Sunsport, and Magic. 5 young mutants, just discovering their abilities while held in a secret facility against their will, fight to escape their past sins and save themselves. It is set in the X-Men universe, and it is a side quest. It's a side story. It's nothing to do with the main X-Men, which I really liked. And I liked the horror. This was a horror movie. It was rated a 15A, and I'm glad. I really like that direction because it worked really, really well. I'm quite a huge fan of horror movies and superhero movies, and mixing these two or blending these two together, it worked really, really well. I liked the way this was written and directed. It felt like a really short movie, one thing I will say. But I loved seeing a darker side of a superhero movie, and I thought the horror element, it fit incredibly well. The movie itself, it was fairly simple. There was no major plot twists. You could see where the movie was going at all times. But it was great just to enjoy a movie without having to worry about any twists, to be honest with you. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Macy, and the actors as well. So Macy Williams, we know from Game of Thrones, played the part fantastically. Anya Taylor-Joy, I've not seen her in anything else, but I loved the character Ileana. Absolutely amazing character. Charlie Heathen from Stranger Things, love seeing his portrayal in this as well. I absolutely loved the storyline. I loved the way... I loved it. I just loved this movie. I'm really surprised because I looked at a couple of reviews after I saw this, and everyone was saying how they didn't like the movie, said it was very boring, not much happened. I would say it did seem very short, in that I would have liked to have seen a few more of the horror side of things, more of the, without going into spoilers, more like the the dream horror things they were seeing, almost Nightmare on Elm Street-esque. I would have liked to have seen some more of that before the storyline ended, but I don't know how long the movie was. I should have checked, really. Time just seemed to absolutely fly by. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked seeing that it wasn't an X-Men movie. It wasn't about the good versus evil. It wasn't this great big fight and this battle. You didn't have to worry about all that stuff. You just watched these New Mutants, and you just watched them coming into their powers, discovering what's happening around them, and trying to escape from this institute. It was brilliant. It was filmed very, very clever. It was like a stereotypical horror movie, I'd say, filmed in one location, the institute, or hospital as I kept referring to it, just a group of buildings combined together. I really recommend this. It's definitely better than Dark Phoenix. There can be no doubt about that. I really, really loved the movie. I think they had some brilliant actors in it, and actresses, actors. A few that I didn't know. I didn't know who Henry Zaga was, or Blue Hunt, or Anya Taylor-Joy. Alice Braga, obviously Cecilia Reyes. I believe I have seen her in a few things before. I absolutely loved it. I can't really go into too much detail without giving any spoilers, but it was a very, very interesting thing. I mean, I would say the powers that they have, I don't even know these mutants, so I didn't know who they were before. I really liked the powers. It was really good. Some of it was something I hadn't seen before, but nothing spectacular, I'd say. They're all sort of what you wouldn't class them as main. If they were in the X-Men, they wouldn't be main characters. They'd probably be subsidiary characters who come in and help out in fights and stuff. But I absolutely loved it. I loved the storyline, especially between Rain and Danny. Absolutely amazing. And I liked the way it built up. So the story, you really got to know about the characters. You got to know about their backgrounds a little bit, and got to know each of them, and you got to feel a bit for all of them. I really liked it. It was simple. I would say it definitely was simple. They didn't overcomplicate it, didn't overthink anything, but I really liked that. I liked this direction, and I would like to see more movies like this. I'd like to see more. I mean, I've had this debate with a lot of my friends about making superhero movies like 15s or 18s, and if I'm honest with you, I really like it. I think it's an interesting twist to the genre, the superhero genre, especially adding this horror element. It worked really well. I wouldn't say it's very, very, it wasn't extremely horror. There was horror elements, definitely. I would say it's probably one of my favourite horror movies of the year. Definitely my favourite superhero movie of the year. Was there any more superhero movies this year? Maybe I have to rethink that. But I want this to be a short and sweet little review, let you know that the movie itself is fantastic. The actors do a fantastic job. The storyline I enjoyed. The plot was great. Even the CGI. Normally I get really annoyed with CGI in movies. The CGI in this worked well. It was a really good movie. If I was to score this movie, and using my 10-point system, I would probably go for an 8 out of 10. Even though I love this a lot, I wouldn't give it a 9 out of 10. I would say it's more 8 out of 10. There was a lot of leeway in the story, and like I say, it felt short. So I'm assuming they cut a lot, and in post-production there was a lot of editing done to make this movie fit the way it has. But other than that, I think it was a fantastic movie. I'm really, really happy that they released it now. I hope it does well, and I hope more people are going to see it. And I hope other people have the same viewpoint as me. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you go and watch the movie, just let me know what you thought down below. And let me know if you agree on my rating as well. But, like I say, trying to keep this short, I'm getting it here. Cue of the day. What do you think of the movie if you've seen it? That's my cue of the day. I'm getting it here. I'm the Geeky Heathen. As always, much love. Until next time, stay awesome.